back to Manchester. It's our last Champions League group phase match. Home Villarreal. Now, the situation is thus. If we win, it looks like we are in. I'm going to draw, probably does it, because obviously we leapfrog Atleti and Manchester United, who, just as a comedy aside, literally just got knocked out of the FA Cup by Bromley. We'll catch up with what else they've been up to more recently. Yeah, I mean, I would imagine a draw would probably do it, but obviously we want to go through in style, we want to win. Talking of the FA Cup, we've been drawn away to Bolton, so it's another very winnable game. We have just won our fourth round game against Coventry. Now, you saw us destroy Chelsea 5-1. We then went on to destroy Tottenham 5-2. It's despite again falling behind. Yeah, magnificent win over a title rival. We did what we really should have done in the first game against Plymouth at home, 7-2. The 2 was really quite annoying. They did really do very little, but seemingly every time they came forward, we let them do something. And then this is what else Manchester United have been up to. They had 0 shots at half time, not on target, no shots at all. We hadn't done a lot, but they had done nothing. 7 minutes into the second half, they're 2-0 up. We scored immediately afterwards, but we couldn't get the equaliser. And yeah, really annoying game to lose, especially against them, because they're not even that good. We beat Nice 3-0. It looks more comfortable than it started out. We weren't great in the first half, but as the game wore on and as soon as we scored, it was only going to go one way. And then, yeah, like I say, the reserves with no substitutions made beat Coventry 3-0, and Nuno Pedro managed to miss a penalty and still play a 7.1 because he did get the assist for Van der Ven's goal from a corner. However, that is all irrelevant at the moment. We are playing Villarreal. Apparently Forest are playing Crystal Palace, like we care. Anyone with those weak feet that we like to pick on? Okay, just you that's not already being told about a few reasonable feet there that have been done. Now, the one thing Nice did, which was not very nice, hey, pun intended, was injure both my attacking midfielders. Al Janafi started the game, they injured him. Darvic came on to replace him, they kicked him in the second half. They are both out for several weeks at this point, so thank you, Nice. Just because you're crashing out of Europe doesn't mean you have to do us harm. It's still a fairly strong lineup. Kasongo has slotted in there and done well since he was put there in the last game, although admittedly only against Coventry. So we're mending and making do at the moment, but it is about as strong a lineup as we can get. I've just been told to think about updating Mamadashvili's contract and giving him a new one. Now, Antonio Jose, who it turns out is actually not that bad as an attacking midfielder and is where we should be training him, is coming in from the under-21s onto the bench. But yeah, Mamadashvili's contract, but his physicals are really starting to fall off a cliff, so this is going to be his last season. And to be honest, I'll be happy to get the £19 million a year we pay him in wages back. Especially as we've got Ivo Jansa now, who I think will prove to be a decent backup to Swipe Brits. It keeps on telling me to bung him into FA Cup games, so he can't be all bad, can he? Now, right. Okay, they love it when they're told the press like them. Let's go with that. Right, playing 4-4-2. Or playing against a 4-4-2 rather. We're not actually playing a 4-4-2. It's the Yellow Submarine Villarreal, one of Europe's sort of plucky underdogs. Basically, they still seem to manage to compete at a very high level despite having nowhere near the budget of a lot of other teams in Europe. But today we want them to roll over and die, basically. If they possibly could. Nice one, Fairs. have just realised, for those of you who can see the date behind me, it is wrong. It is currently the 2nd of March. So happy birthday to my boss, whose birthday it is today. It was mine on Friday, just in case you didn't know. And yes, I have had a lovely weekend. Thank you very much for asking. Right, okay, we are currently sitting 7th. That will do us at the moment, but we do want a bit more out of this, boys. Oh, Buonani is not having a good start to the game. Hey, buck your ideas up, son. You're one of our leading lights. Okay, Nusa to swing the ball across. Brancadori, well held by Jan. Pretty sure I've been sort of had him shoved under my nose as far as scouting is concerned. His highlight seems to be continuing. Buonani. Oh, he's offside. Surely he's a mile offside. I mean, the linesman's got his flag up. Seemed to be pointing for a corner, to be perfectly honest, the way he was actually pointing that flag. But yeah, no one's surprised that was disallowed. It looked a mile off, didn't it? Yeah. Could have done with basically seeing the run earlier, Buonani, to be honest. Glad you found the pass. Try seeing it a little bit quicker. Rico Lewis launches it in. Brancadori. Lord knows why he's on the edge of that. Van der Ven. Oh, Jasper Van der Ven. Certainly wouldn't have been expecting him to be breaking the ice, especially from there. Well, Fairs gets the assist, and a nice attempt from who's that? Is that Kasongo? Oh no, Dominguez, to try and get his foot on it and claim it, but it is Van der Ven's goal. It is 1-0 Man City, and as things stand, yeah, comfortably through at the moment. Alright, okay, don't slack off, boys. You know how I feel about slacking off? We don't do it, do we, lads? No. What happens if we do it? We get stuff thrown at us, don't we? And we don't like things thrown at us, do we? No. So don't slack off then. Do you see how it works? It's a logical conclusion, basically. Knock a low cross in, Rico. You're told to knock a low cross in. Get on with it. I will run you through our very small amount of transfer business that we've done, because basically, as you know, we are absolutely skint. Have absolutely no money left whatsoever. But I have managed to pull off a fantastic signing. Oh my word, that nearly snuck through. Oh dear, Tottenham are losing. What a pity, never mind. Alright, obviously the reason today's win and, well, qualification for the top 8 is so important is because it does avoid having to play 2 games extra. And with our fixture list and our current injury list, I don't want to have to play those 2 games if I don't have to. And if we can avoid it, it is best avoided. So, please do, boys. Right, Rico Lewis, go, go, go. Oh, I'll just play it inside to Buonani. Okay, interesting work, boys. Oh my word. Noosa, just bring it down and let it come down over your top of you. Just do it. You're good enough to take that down and do something with it. Casas. Oh, they let him run. So he tried his luck. He's no Van der Ven, obviously. Noosa. Okay. Right. Well, I mean, we have utterly dominated this first half. Could do with a second goal to make me... What are you doing out there, Buonani? Everyone else is playing really well. You, no, having a day off. Fairs, go on, hit it. Oh, unlucky. You're coming off at half-time, son. I'm not having that. You're not playing 6.2 in the first half and expecting to go out there for the second half, are you? You got somewhere to be? You got a hairdressing appointment in central Manchester or something? Odd time of night to have it, being as it's a Champions League night. Or do you have a hot date? Well, you're not going to make that, son, because I'm going to lock you in the changing room after I make your substitution. Right. I know you're capable of better, and I know that Nuno Pedro can do the job instead of Buonani, who is not doing a job at all. Right. There we go. Just that. Oh, I can't now have a word in his shell. Like, that'll have to wait until full time. So you are going to have to stick around. Badreddine. Of course, we know Pedro is capable of shaking off a setback because, you know, he played really well after missing a penalty. And, oh, he almost made an immediate impact. Oh, I'd have loved it if you'd have scored then, Nuno. Absolutely would have loved it, because that would have just been pure justification of the change, wouldn't it? Like Buonani, who's done nothing. Pedro comes on, 30 seconds later, scores. Sadly, the dream didn't happen. Casas, lovely ball. Castellanos, Pedro. Already seen more of him than Buonani. Rico Lewis, Pedro. Oh, there we go. I am a managerial god. The substitution, Nuno Pedro. You're going to have to buck your ideas up, aren't you, Badreddine? Because you, son, have got competition. Because this is one talented youngster. And we are looking at him to take your place. As soon as your physicals start to go, you are dusted, son. Right, well, obviously, I mean, we're not going to climb any higher than 6th because points preclude us from doing so. Pedro, oh, it's offside. Just went a little too soon. But it doesn't matter really where we finish, because the game does not have the seeding thing that that real life has, so it doesn't really matter where you finish in the top 8. You're going to get a random draw in the last 16 anyway. Okay, Antonio, what are you doing? Joe, go on, Joe. Antonio gets it in. Kasongo, 3-0. And we have, I mean, we didn't even play particularly badly against Manchester United. It was just disappointing that we couldn't seem to find a way of breaking them down. I get the feeling they basically just sat there with a blooming wall of players, quite frankly, because they know they're nowhere near as good as us. Let's face it, the fact we slaughtered them 4-0 at Old Trafford last season kind of proves that. And I think we're a better side this season. Certainly playing better. Oh, Jasper van der Ven scores again. It's for the long throw, the flick on by Fairs again, isn't it? I think. Yep, Fairs gets another assist for Van der Ven. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Goal, goal, goal. Marvellous. Oh, almost an absolute screamer from Nusa. Right, I think we can probably rest a few bit. Do you know what? Shall we do it? Shall we put Antonio? Let's put Antonio Jose on. Let's give him his debut. Why not? Okay, let's get that yellow card off, and I'm going to put Bellotti on. And I'm going to put Ralston on. I'm going to put Ralston on. Okay, that's 4 substitutions, and we will see if anyone gets particularly tired in a bit. Have they made any subs, just out of interest? Yes, they have. And what do you want us to do? Always triggering a press. Right, okay, always trigger the press. Will do. Confirm changes. Okay. They still haven't actually had a shot. I mean, they'll probably get one now, but 75 minutes gone and they actually haven't had a shot. This has to be just about one of the most one-sided games in history. I mean, between two Champions League sides, one of which is Spanish, and therefore should really be a bit better than this. Right, Casas is getting a bit tired, so now this will be, I think, probably your first glimpse of James Hayes, who is the new signing I was talking about. We'll go into a little bit more detail on him shortly after the match. And yeah, we've backed off in the last 10 minutes. I know you're 4-0 up, boys, but I mean, at the moment you're working a clean sheet, and I'm in a completely clean sheet. So let's try and retain that, shall we? Oh, hello. Hayes gets it to Castellanos. Oh, Castellanos gets in on the act. It's his first of the season. The defensive central midfielder, even he's getting in on the act now. Antonio Jose involved in the goal. Well, look at that. Beautiful stuff. Oh, he's playing a 6.9 as well. Oh, top boy. Loving your work, son. He's 19. He is actually English despite the name. I think he's sort of like Portuguese second nationality or something. Was Pedro on side? Didn't think so. Didn't think he was. They've made a substitution. Where was the point? Well, doesn't get much more dominant than that, does it? We cruise through to the last 16, top 8 finish, avoid those 2 matches. Bloody lovely. Right, well, I'm just going to go and have a quick word with the boys and tell them how well they played, except one of them, obviously. And I'll see you back at base. Okay, I promised you a quick update on transfer dealings. Now, these deals were done, or a couple of these deals were done a while ago, but Elliot Shepens has now joined us. We have since loaned him out to West Brom because he's not going to get starting sort of gig, and I don't want him just rotting on the bench. I want him developing and playing football in England. And he's Championship level anyway. Driven, consistent, good stats. Lacks a little bit on the pace at the moment, but being as we use like a false 9, the pace isn't really so important. And yeah, bags of potential. Good young Belgian lad. And then Ivo Janser, Dutch 17-year-old when we signed him, now 18-year-old goalkeeper. Lacks a bit of a first touch, you know, obviously vital for goalkeepers. Touted as a wonder kid. Yeah, I mean, him we are obviously keeping here because I do shove him in for the occasional game, and next season he will definitely be our backup. Cost us 27 million by the looks of things. No wonder we haven't got any money. Now, the other signing that's come in is James Hayes, who we signed on a free transfer. He was complete free agent. And, I mean, he's not amazing. Physically, he's very good. I think there's still a little more to come from him. He's only 25. Irish, English. He's a good passer. He can play that deep line playmaker role. Yeah, loves big matches. He's consistent. He's a good, solid backup for that position because we were sadly lacking in central midfield. Now, if we look at the competitions, obviously you won't see the second leg of that now. Oh, I didn't realise Brighton beat Norwich so easily as well. So it looks like a Man City Brighton League Cup final, doesn't it? So you won't see the second leg of that because unless something incredible happens, but then I probably won't start recording it, so you probably still won't see it. In the league, you can see we are 4 points clear with a game in hand. I don't know if that game in hand is our next one. It's probably not because that's going to be at the weekend. Our next game is home Stoke. So, boys, just don't. That's all I'm saying. And, of course, we are now through to the Champions League. Now, our fixture list. The League Cup semi-final second leg has been pushed back another week because this time Chelsea got an FA Cup replay. Couldn't beat Barnsley first time, so they've got them on the 4th. That's pushed that back to there. It's pushed the Liverpool game all the way back to here. I've got a horrible feeling that was somewhere in mid-January originally. And the Bolton FA Cup game is... I mean, that Forest game probably won't be there because that'll be the League Cup that weekend, so Lord knows where that'll go. You see, I mean, look at this. Look at these fixtures here. All this in 2 months. March, 2 games. English football is mental. Anyway, not quite sure what we'll be back for. Because, like I say, the semi-final second leg, probably not, because it should be done and dusted. So yeah, we'll see what happens, what gets like spat out in Europe and FA Cup and stuff. Because away Bolton's probably not something we really want to see. But anyway, we'll see. I'll crack on, and yeah, hopefully we can put the pedal to the metal, get this point, at least maintain a 7-point lead if we can beat Stoke, of course. Although that's not even the game in hand, is it? Anyway, ignore me. Yeah, we'll keep pushing in the league. We've got a few weeks off in Europe at least. Got the FA Cup still going and a almost certain League Cup final. So not a bad season so far. Anyway, I will just show you the finances. Yes, we are over £300 million down on the overall balance. I don't know where the money goes because I'm only slightly over the wage budget. I haven't spent enormous amounts in the transfers. Let's have a look at my transfers. I mean, 65 million more than in than out, but for Man City, that should be dealable. We should be able to sort that out, shouldn't we? And it's not like we don't get Champions League and Premier League money. Where is this money going, board? Because it ain't in my blooming transfer budget, is it? I've got nothing in there. Look at that. 1.35 million. And because we're so much in debt, I don't get any of the money we get for selling anyone anyway. So, I don't know. Talking of selling people, one person whose name is probably on the chopping block is potentially Antonio Nusa. He is going to be out of contract at the end of next season. He is starting to age. I mean, his physicals are okay, but we also have players behind him who are coming on nicely, and youngsters, and while we can get some money for him and get that large wage off the bill, I think we possibly should have to do it. Other than that, I'm not sure. Obviously, Mamadashvili's wages will go, so we'll see. Anyway, I'm rambling on as usual, so thank you very much for joining me. Hope you like the European clash, and I will see you next time. Bye bye for now.